Yo, Soldier 13, I said Scream and the Swagger Man Shay on Hype on TV. Done know, big ups every time. Bless.
Well, basically, I've always been interested in hip hop and that, so I was more of hip hop than grime. It's only recently, like the Chuckle Bros and that's got me into grime really over the last year or so. But before I was more hip hop, I had a group called Young True Movement. It was myself, a guy called Slick L, Lissy R, and Buckshot. So we had our own group here, hip hop group, and we were trying to push that together really. And it didn't work out in the end, but I came to Urban Circle years ago to see what we could do, and I've given my CD in there, and then I went away and just started building new things. I went on more solo stuff, and then I just in the end just linked up with Soldier, but that's mainly myself. I just enjoyed hip hop and that, and I wrote some poetry and I just took it from there and just made music really.
Yeah, well basically I started doing music at the age of like 16, started in college. I linked up with an old friend of mine that, from school called Rome, yeah, big up Rome. Basically he had a group running called, at the time what was it called again? At the time it was IC Gang. Yeah, this was about what, 6-7 years ago, so please my memory on that. Yeah, the group was called IC Gang, and then I joined that group, and then the group developed into a group that called Ill Cartel. Ill Cartel, yeah, we did a lot of shows and stuff like that. We've been on Channel 4 and so on and so forth. We've had launch parties, CDs out and stuff like that. And then from there, I left the group and formed my own group around the times that I first created Roundtable DVD. Left the group and I formed the group with my brother, T.I.M.E Soldier, and my producer at the time, Ripper Man. I don't know if he also produces for, at the time, Roll Deep and a few other artists. Yeah, so it was me, my brother, and Ripper Man. Yeah, I formed Unit 13. And then we had Unit 13, and then we did all sorts of things, performing in all different kinds of raves and clubs, mixed CDs out. Then we released Roundtable DVD, featuring artists such as Kano, Gets, as he's called now, at the time it was called Ghetto, other artists such as Stormin, Mr. Wong, well the list is too long, it just goes on and on and on. We've also done live performances in overseas as well. Ghana, Labadi Beach, that was a big one. Yeah, and then from, when was it? Last year, December, late last year and early this year, I actually linked up with Shay. It was quite funny how we met actually. There was an event going on inside London in Carnival, and I actually saw Shay. Yeah, and then like I saw the guy and I was like, yo, what's going on, blood? Like, no homo, yeah, swear down, yeah. Hey, bro, chill with that, you know. Hey, no homo, I swear, man. I was like, he's got these mad green kind of psycho eyes, yeah. So I swear to him, I was like, right, those are real eyes. I was like, right, those are real eyes, get me? And it was like, yeah, these real eyes. Probably thought I was some whatever, but man ain't no chichi, man. You get me? Just know this from now, innit? Yeah. So then, yeah, and then that was that. And then Tutus now. I came to, a friend of mine invited me to Wells, hold tight Andrew every time. A friend of mine invited me to Wells to do, basically we were doing a little project, like talking to youths inside prisons and that. Basically because of my, well, I was involved in the gang life and that previously. And basically they just wanted someone that's come out of the gang life and basically doing good with themselves now to basically be a positive role model to these young offenders. So I was in the prisons in Bristol, but at the time I was staying in a house in Newport. And basically, cut the long story short, Andrew through some links, knew Shay. So he told me, yeah, there's an artist here in Wales, his name's Shay, he's doing quite well for himself, and so on and so forth. He also told Shay the same thing about me. And then we linked up, we had a little discussion and came up with the idea. It was like, yeah, why don't we merge the two groups together, Unit 13 and Young True, and create an organisation linking up Wales and London, basically to broaden our horizons and get more fans, and basically, and yeah, that's how we linked up. And then since then, Y213 just been going strong. Not really. Basically, at the time, Shay was doing more hip hop music, and I originally started as a grime artist. At the time, it was called garage, and then it developed into grime. And then I moved on to started trying to do more commercial music. But in London, at that time, they weren't really accepting commercial music the way that we accept commercial music now. They were just more on the underground music. So I stuck to the underground music. But when I linked up with Shay, it was like in Wales, they actually were accepting up and coming artists that are doing commercial music. So Shay was doing more R&B, hip hop kind of music. So then basically when we linked up, we basically merged the two styles of music together and then came up with what we're doing now. Well, that is me and Shay's music that we do together. We've got other artists in the group, such as the Chuckle Brothers, Tracks, so on and so forth, you know who you are, that carry out the other genres of music that I may not want to perform on, or Shay might not be interested in doing. Well, basically everyone to their own taste, so they do their own styles of music. So yeah, basically, Shay.
I just like when we first linked together, and it was like, obviously he saw Andrew, the guy introduced me to him, showed him a video, and he saw the R&B, and he wanted to get more involved in the commercial side of things, like he said. So, but this time, I felt that people wasn't respecting my commercial type of music, so I was moving towards more grime and underground stuff. So it was, but because we both moving towards the same direction to each other, so we both met in the middle. It was more of like we didn't even need to compromise on anything. It was just both things come together. So we done a song called Everybody Knows, it's an anti-gun crime track, and we done our Killer P of Roll Deep, and we just pushed that forward and people started liking it. So we just started recruiting people who we felt suited the group, like the Chuckle Brothers. Like I knew them for a couple of months up until this date. They worked with Urban Circle in there, and already had people in my group called like Brighty, and then was moving forward now and started recruiting people who we thought had potential to work towards the music we was going forward to. And basically everyone in the group, the reason why I think myself that we're the best group in the UK, like as a whole, is because we cover every genre of music. There's not a genre of music we don't cover. We've even done rock stuff, acoustic, bassline, grime, hip hop. There's nothing we ain't covered, I don't think, apart from like country, and I ain't really on country, so like I don't know. There's people like Smirks who, you know, but like nah, but that's it really. We cover every type of music, and I just feel that we don't need to compromise because we sort of think alike. That's what made it work so well, is because we just started thinking, we had the same ideas, and that's it really.